This video was recorded in front of a live virtual audience.
Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Today we will be reviewing one of the biggest masterpieces of 80s perfumery, really, and that is Eternity by Calvin Klein. And it's very rare pure perfume concentration that is no longer in production, unfortunately. Today you can still find the eau de parfum, and it is distributed and produced by Coty. The pure perfume, you can still find it at secondhand websites. It does have usually, you know, like little samples of it, 3 ml or 4 ml miniature bottles, but this is the pure perfume in the form made in the 80s that you could actually purchase. It is a 7 ml splash bottle distributed and made by Calvin Klein Cosmetics. This one was made in France. So we could check out the back. I mean, it's an old package. It's from the 80s. So there you can see it. And the bottom. This could have been also in the 90s because they already had the recyclable little stamp on it. So this is so fascinating. 1988 is the year of release. Look at the purity of lines and textures and everything of this perfume. It's just amazing. But also the packaging. How Calvin Klein conceived the packaging for this one is you have to open it on the side, not on the top. So we open it on the side. And then it opens up like a harmonica on both sides, actually. So this is how the box is conceived. And then you push this out. So it's a box in a box concept. Look at this beauty. Packaging always you know, the art of packaging the eye wants its part too, especially when purchasing pure perfumes and special editions, right? So inside we have the beautiful white box with the very elegant, sleek Eternity label just on top. And have you noticed something? So, okay, I'm gonna get to it later, but there we have the Calvin Klein logo. We don't have the Calvin Klein logo in the front. You see? It doesn't state who the designer is, which I find very interesting. And also very noble to just not state who the designer is. Of course, you do have it on top, and then you open it up, and here it is, this little masterpiece. This is how it looks inside. And this is a little cushion, it's a little pillow. It's a satin, soft material. I don't know if we can zoom into it, but so I'm going to move a little bit there. Why don't we do it like that? So check out this satiny little pillow that it lays on, or that it stays on. So when we actually take it out, you see that's its little house, its little bed. Okay, so if we zoom out, now check out the beauty of this heavy glass. I don't know if this is crystal. I think it's glass, but you never know. Maybe with these early editions, they used to, you know, they did some crystals as well, crystal bottles. The beauty and the nobility of this particular fragrance, bottle design, where does it lie? Where is the nobility? Any ideas? I've hinted to it before when I talked about the box. The nobility is in the fact that there is no name of the perfume on the bottle. There is no designer on the bottle, nothing. The purity and the simplicity of it, it is literally just the bottle and the stopper, and it alone is supposed to represent the fragrance. Let me put it, how do we do it? Maybe here, so you see it with the blue in the background. So you get to see, there's no logo on it, you guys. There's no logo, no name. It's just that beautiful and clean. Of course, at the bottom, if you flip it, by law, they need to state how many milliliters are there, what's the batch code, and of course there you have the brand. But just opening it for the first time like this, it speaks on its own. It is that elegant. Okay, before we get to the review, let me say, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you wish to follow me on my journey through fashion and the world of perfumes, and a lot of other topics as well, consider subscribing to my channel now. You can also follow me as a member. So you can push the join button next to the subscription button and become a member today to get extra perks. You can also follow me through Patreon, superdacob all spelled together on Patreon. And I would like to use this opportunity to thank all my patrons and all my members for helping support the channel, the Fashion Bunker. Without you, none of this would be possible. So thank you guys so much for that. I would also like to thank my lovely co-reviewers in the live chat right now, because I am filming this video live with my wonderful chat team. All the wonderful people who are viewing now are co-reviewing it with me. So if anybody has anything to say about Eternity, say it now or forever. Rest in peace. No, I'm kidding. You can say it later. I'm going to now apply. I'm going to dab a little bit of Eternity to here. The Pure perfume, and then we're going to get into the wonderful world of Eternity. And it is a wonderful world, you guys. Get ready for a safe, warm journey together. Okay, so we're going to flip it just to get a little bit of the liquid onto the dabber. And I have, oh my gosh, I haven't opened this. I got this, I hunted this one down secondhand. I smell it already, but I'm so scared to... This one, I don't even know if I never, oh my gosh, I didn't even try to open it before. So I don't know if this one will open. Ha! Could you imagine? No review if it breaks. Oh my God, you remember the tragedy? Check out in the card section up above the drama of me unboxing Coromandel, the Pure perfume. The first bottle. We all know how that went. And I am having such memory, like bad visions of that happening again here. Oh my God, you guys, what am I going to do? It's slowly turning. Ah, okay. Oh my God, I'm so scared. It's turning, it's turning. There it is. Oh my God. Oh, the smell. Guys, I think this hasn't been opened since the 90s. It's like, I feel like when I opened it, it made that little noise, like when oxygen entered it for the first time. I almost feel bad. I almost feel bad to open this. Oh my God. This brings almost tears to my eyes. I don't want to curse. I'm speechless. Oh my God. This. It's literally just 2 drops. The whole room is a bouquet. It's, oh my God. This is so beautiful. Wait, let me clean this up. And let me close it, put it in its little pedestal. We got to protect this because this is a historic moment, you know. It has been reformulated. Oh. I'm rarely speechless. And I kept this for weeks, you know. I got it, hunted it down. And I wanted to, I kept it sealed. I just wanted my first react. I mean, I know Eternity, but a non-reformulated Pure perfume version of it. I don't wanted to open it here for the first time with you guys together. I have no words. This is just, wow. The lady behind this perfume is Sophia Groisman. Lady, you landed a frickin' masterpiece. A frickin' masterpiece. Eternity by Calvin Klein, floral fragrance for women. reading from Fragrantica, by the way. Launched 1988. The nose behind this fragrance, Sophia Groisman. The top notes. Oh, she's so good. Green notes, freesia, sage, citruses, mandarin orange. Middle notes, carnation. And I'm telling you, the carnation in this. Oh my God. Lily, lily of the valley, narcissus, marigold, violet, rose, jasmine. Base notes, heliotrope, musk, sandalwood, amber, and patchouli. Eternity is another very successful fragrance by Calvin Klein, which was designed as a tribute to his marriage. Eternity is a hymn of eternal values, love, family, and peace. The composition opens with fresh citrus and green notes that is followed by the note of violet and lily of the valley. The note of carnation with its spiciness gives the floral heart slightly peppery accord. The final notes are gentle with powdery heliotrope, pink sandalwood, and transparent musky notes. Sophia Groisman. What a masterpiece. A hymn of eternal values, love, family, and peace. It's exactly what you smell when you smell eternity. It's calming, it's soothing, it's a lullaby, it's an embrace. It's not a sweaty, sticky, like a sweaty skin embrace. It's an embrace that breathes. Just like the advertisements back then, you know, sepia-toned advertisement, not really black and white, but kind of going there into the black and white direction, but more a warmer hue of black and white with knitwear. All of the people are just wearing just on the sand at the beach with the wind blowing through their hair, and then they're wearing this gorgeous thick knitwear, either white or beige, and just on bare skin, and then an embrace and a hug, and just feeling that the soft materials between your skin and the skin of the person embracing you, and smelling that salty air from the ocean kicking in, that breeze. Oh my God. You know, it's when I smell perfumes like Eternity that I really, really, really kind of really embrace the fact that life is a miracle, you know, because you just, oh my God, to be able to be alive in a time and in a universe where this exists, where something so magical exists, because to me perfumes are magic. They just shoot you up into places and open doors to you and enhance your vision to a point where you do see and feel and smell things that otherwise you wouldn't be able to see, feel, or smell. And Eternity blasts that door wide open, and it literally, it's not even a door anymore. It's like a whole universe just opens in front of you, and there's all of this vision right ahead of you of light, of happiness, of peace, of tranquility, of warm embraces, never too hot, never too cold. Everything is just tempered right, in the right way. Because, you know, you do smell the spices in here, but the flowers are so, I want to say, powdery creamy that nothing is out of balance. Nothing. It has so much character. It has so much depth. But it's not dangerous. It's not a flat, safe, a good feeling perfume either. It's a character. It's like somebody who has so much knowledge and wisdom and character and just wisdom and love to give, and are not afraid to share it and to give it with others. That's what Eternity is. So there is the character, but it's safe. Never does it ever make you feel like you are endangered, like there's somebody who's offering you love, but they're also telling you that they're much more intelligent than you are, that they are much more savvy than you are, that they have much more experience than you have. So hence making you feel like you don't really feel that comfortable to allow them to embrace you, because they do make you feel a little bit inferior. This doesn't make you feel inferior. Eternity makes you feel like you're in the right spot with the right person. And this is so fascinating that it makes me always say as I'm describing it, I keep saying the right person. I'm not associating my sense of the smell of this fragrance to an abstraction of a beautiful perfume. This perfume literally makes me feel of another human being with you. That is so beautiful. And it's so rare that a perfume allows you to envision another person with you, hugging you in an embrace with you. Nothing kinky. Everything is, it's a loving embrace, without the hormones on top. This one doesn't have that. It's purity of form and of emotions, and it flows so beautifully. Oh my gosh, it's so complex. But listen, what is so fascinating about Sophia Groisman, because the perfume is just majestic. 1988. So I checked out what she did, what else she did. And this is the fascinating, listen to this, you guys. Listen to this. Check this out. I mean, we're going to go through the perfumes that she has made. Now, some of them you're going to be like, eh. Some of them you're going to be like, what's that? And others you're going to be like, oh, did she though? Did she go there? So, A Lab on Fire, a lot of you are going to be like, what's that? Rose Rebelle in 2011. Rose Rebelle Respawn in 2013. Bill Blass, again, a lot of people don't know Bill Blass. Nude in 1991. Boucheron. She did Jaipur. I spoke about Jaipur just in my last live stream, how much I love Jaipur. I did not know that she made it. I like Jaipur as well. She made Jaipur. Bulgari. She did Bulgari pour femme in 1994. Eternity, Calvin Klein, 1988. Eternity, there's been a lot of flankers of Eternity, but she only did one flanker of Eternity, and that is Eternity Purple Orchid in 2003. Celine, she did Magic for Celine. She did the Christian Lacroix fragrance in 1999. The Christian Lacroix fragrance entitled Christian Lacroix, she made it. Sweetie Darling, very ab fab. She made Calix for Clinique. She did Exclamation for Coty, Elizabeth Arden's True Love, Elizabeth Taylor's Diamonds and Rubies in 1993, Estée Lauder's Beautiful, 1985, Estée Lauder's Spellbound in 1991. And here we get to the point, of course, how could we not know it? They're so similar in their DNA. She did White Linen by Estée Lauder. She is the nose behind White Linen and White Linen Parfum. White Linen, in 1978, it's as if 10 years before Eternity. Eternity feels and smells to me like it took her 10 years to evolve, revolutionize White Linen. It's like Eternity is the 80s version, is the 88 version of the 78 version of White Linen. While White Linen has a lot of the Chypre aspects and elements of a 70s fragrance, there's a harshness to it. It's all gone in the 80s Eternity. Eternity is a child of White Linen, definitely. She made Outrageous for Frédéric Malle. Outrageous limited edition in 2017 as well. She's the nose behind Vanderbilt, Gloria Vanderbilt's Vanderbilt. Remember last live stream I was talking about it a lot? Judith Muller, Bathsheba Exotic Oriental in 1968. And in 1964, she did Bathsheba. Karl Lagerfeld, Sun, Moon, and Stars in 1994. Kenzo, Kashaya, 1993. And then a plethora of Lalique fragrances. For Lalique, she made 19 that are listed here. She did Lalique, 1992. 20th anniversary, Chèvrefeuille, Extrait de Parfum, 2012. She did a 20th anniversary limited edition of Lalique de Lalique in 2012. Anemone Crystal Flacon of Lalique de Lalique in 2016. The Bacchante Cristal Flacon or Lalique de Lalique 2017. Butterfly Crystal Flacon. I guess there's tweaks to the formulation of Lalique de Lalique in each one of them. She did all of them. Ducour, Cascade, then she did Dupont, and then she did Envol Cristal Flacon, then she did Hirondelle Cristal Flacon, then she did Lalique Naïdé Cristal Flacon. She did the Orchid, she did the Pivoine Cristal edition, she did the Plume edition for Lalique. Seduction, Scheherazade Cristal Flacon, the Lalique Silage Cristal Flacon, and she did Femme limited edition 1290. She's also the nose behind Trésor for Lancome. She also did Trésor 30 years limited edition in 2020, Trésor Diamant Noir, Trésor Limité Fête des Mers, Sheer Fragrance, Trésor Sparkling, Laura Biagiotti. She did Sottovoce in 1996. Love to Love, Frisia plus Violet Petals in 2014. I mean, we're talking, you guys, Oscar de la Renta, she did Volupte. Temptations for Paloma Picasso. Yves Rocher, L'Aube de Neblina, La Nuit de Neblina, and Neblina in 2000. Yves Saint Laurent, she did Paris. She did Paris Premier Rose, she did Rose de Verger, she did Parisien, she did Edition Venini, YSL Paris, she did Ivresse, called Champagne. You guys, this is a lady that is a genius, a sacred monster of perfumery. And of all of these that I have listed, I haven't tried, especially the Laliques, I have not tried all of them, so I cannot tell you which one of these that are listed is her masterpiece, but of the ones that I have smelled so far, Eternity takes the cake for me. But again, partial opinion, because I haven't smelled all of them, but of the ones that I have smelled, this one takes the cake. It's so masterful. It's so masterful. I mean, she has already designed perfumes, created perfumes in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. 2020 was the last. I mean, every decade. What is fascinating about Eternity, what she does here, you can smell out the 60s, you could smell out the 70s and the 80s, and not just that, there's also a smell of future in here. It smells like a breath of fresh air. Hope. If hope had a smell, hope would smell of eternity. You guys, eternity smells of hope. Like there's a sun coming up on the horizon, something new, something beautiful and new is coming your way. Beautiful blue skies, delicate breezes, just feeling safe and happy that tomorrow is coming, unlike what we feel today. You go to bed every night, you're thinking, oh my God, really, do I want to wake up tomorrow? What are the news going to tell me? What other tragedy happened? Eternity is the opposite of that. Eternity lulls you to sleep and tells you it's okay to go to sleep because you are safe. And oh boy, I can't wait for you to wake up tomorrow, because tomorrow we have some amazing new news for you. There's going to be a wonderful sunrise. There's a wonderful, still beautiful, crystal clear ocean for you to bathe in and have some fun and just build up your life through positivity and safety. It's incredible. I remember, oh my God, by the way, Carnation, it's kicking in. It's kicking in. Oh, you guys, Lily, Carnation, Narcissus, Marigold, Violet, Jasmine. But the Carnation, this is a carnation. The most beautiful way of extracting it, how they rendered it in this perfume, magical. It's a determined carnation, almost clove-like carnation. It's between the flower and the clove, the little, you know, the clove. So it's in between the two, and it's spicy, but peaceful and so soothing, you guys. You know, some people say if you have toothache, take a clove, one of those little cloves, you know, for cooking, put it in your mouth, like don't chew on it. Just let it lay on the tooth that hurts, and it's going to soothe the pain, and it's going to calm the nerve down. And it really does. It really works. The same effect on all of your senses has smelling this. Now, I can't get into longevity, sillage, and all that shebang, because this is a discontinued fragrance. What good does it do you? The current formulation of Eternity is a different story. I am reviewing the Pure Perfume because it merits, okay? I'm not even going to, I might go in a future video into comparisons between current formulation of the Eau de Parfum and the original version of the Eau de Parfum, but this, the Pure Perfume needs its own, it needs its own video because I know it's going to be rare and I know a lot of people are not even going to click on the review because it's a discontinued fragrance. A lot of people won't care, but I think Eternity deserves to have its story told by somebody in word form, and it deserves to be transmitted to future generations if there ever will be any, because it's just the memory of this fragrance, you guys. It's a memory of carefree times that we know nothing about nowadays. We don't know carefree. Excuse me. We do not know carefree today until we don't smell this, and this reminds us of what carefree used to be. And I have also a special connection to this fragrance because I always wanted my mom to wear this fragrance and I wanted her to get this perfume. And I remember she finally did get it, and she doesn't wear it often, but she always has it. And it's a special fragrance. But I always loved smelling it on her. And in fact, I keep buying her Eternity, even the current formulation, but she never really opens them up. She keeps using Giorgio. She loves Giorgio, and also Hypnotic Poison she has, and Classique. But Eternity to me smells of a motherly embrace. Warm and safe and wonderful and beautiful. And the most important aspect of it, it smells of forever. And that's why it almost moves me to tears. It literally tells you it's okay. You know, we are so afraid of death and dying and the end of something. This perfume literally tells you it's all going to be okay. There is no such thing as an ending. Nothing ends. Nothing ends. Nothing comes to a conclusion where it stops forever. Everything continues. Everything goes on. It is hope in a bottle. It literally makes me feel like there is no end. You know, nothing beautiful will perish. By beautiful, I don't mean superficiality of aesthetics. I mean of an emotion, the beauty of an emotion, the beauty of feeling comfortable and safe and good in the embrace of your mother, of knowing that your mom will always be alive, will always be there to care for you, to love you, to embrace you, to nurture you. That's what Eternity smells of. And trust you me, a perfume like this with that sensitivity could have only been formulated by a woman, because only a woman can know the mother instinct, the mother feelings, and translating that into smell. Masterpiece. Masterpiece. I mean, Sophia, you translated motherhood and the love of a mother into perfume form like nobody else. Like nobody else. That was my review of Eternity by Calvin Klein, the Pure Perfume. I'm going to head on over to the chats now and see what my wonderful co-reviewers in the live chat are saying. Melly says, okay, I'm going to get hate. Not a fan of Addict anymore. Melly doesn't like, okay. That, all right. There's nothing to do with Eternity, though, so let's try to keep it on topic. Oh my God, I love Eternity, says Melissa Lara. Thank you, Melissa. Beautiful packaging, says Santiago. Beautiful bottle, so simple and classic, says Melly. Yeah, it's amazing. Good morning, good evening. Hello, Debbie. Welcome to the chat. Amelia says the minimalism of it all. Yeah, it's a very minimal bottle. Melly says no designer name on it. No, absolutely no. Daniel says so tasteful. I love. Melly says I love that it has no name on the bottle. Melissa says, my mom introduced me to this beauty. She loves it, and I do as well. Melly says, Eternity is a simple elegance. I miss it. Yeah, Melly, good point. Simple elegance. That's a very good way of describing it. there's simplicity in the within the complexity of this composition. There is a lot of simplicity, and that's the beauty of it. It flows effortlessly. I agree. Eternity was beautiful, says Jam. Helen says, hello, just arrived. Hi, Helen. Welcome. Got this mini of Eternity. Yes. Are you liking it, Helen? Oh my God, amazing. Yes, as the bottle was opening, let's all pray it opens. It opened, you guys. Yeah, it was jammed because it has never been opened since the 80s. This one was never used. So I literally opened it for that oxygen that hit it. I'm so sad. I hope it doesn't destroy the juice now, but it was worth it. Even if just to review it once in its full glory and beauty in the original formulation, just to have it on camera, my reaction to me, that's already priceless for me because it's a memory that I'm so glad that I have gotten the opportunity to be able to archive it, to capture it on camera, you know? Oh, I can smell eternity from here. I can imagine it, says Melly. David says, Melly, put it in the freezer for 5 minutes, then gently tap it with a wooden spoon, the bottle. Oh, pure perfume version of eternity. I can only imagine how lovely it must be, says Candy Fluff. Candy Fluff, this is magic. Emilio says, oh, wow, I want to smell it. Emilio, it's magic. I want eternity perfume now, says Mel. Emilio says, Groisman, she does a good floral. Groisman does a wonderful floral. Ah, the carnation, says Melly. All my favorite notes are in it, says Melly. Sorry, guys, let me just scroll quickly. Hello, PC. Welcome to the chat. MK says, this perfume is indeed a masterpiece. I have the miniature and also the small pure perfume from 1991. I envy you for being able to open it tonight as I left all my 90s minis at my mom. Get it back, MK. Get back those memories. Get back that beauty, that magic. Debbie says, so sad that anything vintage is better than 95% of the new releases. Well said. There are exceptions, though. Oh my God, you guys. I mean, it's a masterpiece. It's a freaking masterpiece. And also, it's so not dated. It doesn't smell of any particular decade. It encapsulates everything. There's a bit of everything in there. It's so clever. MK says, as I once said, late 80s and early 90s were the revolutionary golden age for perfumery creations. David says, it seems to be a noble perfume. It is so noble, David. So noble. Eternity makes you feel safe, says Melly. Oh, Amina. Hi, Amina. How you doing? Yeah, that's a Christy Turlington looking so calm, fresh, content, and warm on the beach with her loved one on the advertisement campaign for Eternity. Yes. Oh, my God, those pictures. That calm, that peace that they emanate. A lot has to be said for this advertisement campaign because not just is the perfume a masterpiece, but it is one of those rare instances, well, in the 80s and 90s, there were a lot of positive instances where the advertisement campaign was incredibly well done. It matches the smell of the perfume to a T. Go Google those after the live stream. Go Google after the video, not before. Don't, don't leave us now. If you go check the images of the advertisement campaign for Eternity, exactly like Amina is describing, or like Amina is describing with Christy Turlington, that peace, that serenity, that breeze, you could smell it through those photos. So the advertisement matches the smell of the fragrance. The smell of the fragrance matches the shape of the bottle. Everything is perfect. The study and the research that went into releasing and launching this fragrance, masterful. Just masterful. Robert says, is the current eau de parfum version any good? Coty is not that bad with what they do when they reformulate stuff nowadays. They did a great job with Obsession. But it's more synthetic now. The ingredients are cheaper. They're there, but they're not the noble, high-class ingredients used in the 80s and 90s. Diego says, there is a men and female version? Yes, Diego, and I have reviewed Eternity for Men as well on my channel. You could check out that video as well. I have reviewed the first formulation of Eternity for Men. Another wonderful perfume, but not as good as Eternity, not as good as this one. Anya says, a hopeless romantic, I needed it. Eternity is a zen moment in a bottle. I feel safe and just ready about life. Very intimate and honest scent. I love it. Wonderful, Anya. You have put it so beautifully into words. I totally agree with you. Amelia says, outrageous is a beautiful perfume. Frederick Mal. MK, guys, note how generous were the American perfumery brands, Estee Lauder, CK, Liz Taylor, in the early 90s. Gifting 4 milliliter pure perfume miniatures were the standard back then. Minya says, she is a household name. Oh, she is. Helen says, yes, I remember she was the nose behind Trésor. Emilia says, a Russian queen. Rich Mitch, Groisman got her own brand now. I thought Groisman was some Northern European country. Is she Russian? Oh my God, this is so divine. I can't stop smelling myself. The carnation. She's basically the nose of the 1980-1990s, aka my childhood and teenage years. A pure genius in terms of delicate, flowery scents, MK says. Daniel says, I woke up at 3 a.m. today, could not sleep and felt physically ill. Oh no, I'm sorry. And living in Australia, it is not even particularly bad here, but horribly stressful nevertheless. That's why, Daniel, we need tea, good tea to relax us, and also good perfumes. Perfumes that we can choose that help us soothe our anxiety. MK, Dacob, I would love to enter your mind. How can you review your fragrance with how to cure a toothache with a clove kind of analogy? But because cloves are used in perfumery, and cloves are just amazing for any mouth ailments you might have, actually. It's really, really good to have cloves always at home. Plus, they smell and taste divine. I need this perfume now, says Melly. Logan, how you doing, Logan? Welcome to the chat. Nothing is more comforting than a perfume. My comfort perfume is Poison by Dior because my mom had it when I was a kid. Oh, that's beautiful. Memories of our childhood with our moms and family members that we love so much wearing certain perfumes always make us feel safe and calm. Always. Anais, says Melly, is my motherly fragrance because my mom always wore that. Yeah, of course, we all have that memory. Giorgio, for me, Giorgio, Opium, and Eternity are my peaceful ones. Funny, I had also always tried to make my mom wear Eternity and Escape when I was a teenager, but she couldn't give up on her cocotte scents, Rive Gauche, Diorissimo, Poison, and why? The skankiness of it all. I love it. Beautiful review, says John Vox. Thank you so much, John. Thank you. Thank you. Logan says, Eternity is much a great one. I still wear it. The second perfume I got when I was like 10. Oh, I had it since I was a kid too. Always the little samples. I made my mom get the big bottle because they were giving, and you're right, MK, you know, they were giving out the little miniatures. I wanted the miniature, and I did have it. But I never had the pure perfume, and I got it now. And the pure, you guys, the pure perfume. It's just mind-blowing. It really moves you to tears. It's pure. It's purity of love and emotion. That's what Eternity is. Such an incredible review, Dacob, says Melly. Thank you so much. Aisha says, wonderful review. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you so much. I had it, Antigone says, I had an Eternity Summer Edition in early 2010s, and although it's not the same, it had great similarity. And yes, the feeling of being home, returning home while wearing it. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? It made me want to run and buy a bottle of it now. Actually, my mom has one at home. Yes, the smell of my mom. Love it. It's like her, like a tender, soft caress. Oh, it's beautiful, Antigone. Louis says, not Eternity comment, but the same reaction that you had smelling this perfume, I had when I smelled Le Lion by Chanel. Calvin Klein had incredible ad campaigns, says Melly. Tiguni says, we all need this smell so much right now. The governments should give us all a bottle of it to calm the population. I agree with you. Hi, PC. Welcome to the chat. So, guys, Sophia is Russian with a lovely thick accent. She seems really nice, says Emilio. You know, this makes sense, Emilio, because Russians, I don't want to generalize and be all like, but Russians have a depth of soul. It's something, you know, people say sometimes in some countries or cultures, it is believed that, hold on a second. It is believed that the history of a country, the soil of the land absorbs the energy. If there was a lot of battle and war and a lot of blood spilled, then that country's memory will be also tormented, almost haunted in a way. And so I kind of believe a little bit in history that way, that certain things just accumulate with time. Like sometimes in the Kabbalah, some people believe, you know, I'm not a Kabbalist, but I read about a lot of different things in life. I don't just stick to one thing. I'm a curious person by nature. So it's interesting to know that they say that, for example, if you eat, let's say, alligator meat for generation, you eat it, your kids' kids, you will assimilate a little bit of the soul of that animal. So you're going to become aggressive like an alligator. That's kind of the idea. Similar applies to countries. The Balkans, so much blood has been spilled in the Balkans. They are such a tormented land still today, and the people suffer a lot. Russia there's a depth of soul in Russia. Now, forget about political situation, forget about America having issues with Russia, forget all that. That's all bull, S-H-I-T. Stop politics for a second. Just think about the soul of people, humanity. The poetry and the depth of soul of Russians, there's nothing like it in the world, you guys. And when a Russian loves, that love has a poetry to it and a depth to it that is, it's just, wow. It leaves you breathless. It leaves you breathless. And for a Russian to be a poet, an artist, a musician, perfume creator, to me, is a poet. Of course, only a Russian can deliver such depth of soul. Because, again, it's a country that for so many generations has been through stuff. That has been through a lot of stuff. So, much respect to Russian poetry, literature, art, and perfumery. Because it's rare to describe something so delicate, to create a perfume that is so delicate and fragile, but at the same time makes you feel like it will never fall apart. It will never leave you alone. It will never leave you alone in the cold to freeze and to starve. Despite it feeling so delicate and fragile itself, it will still make you feel like you are protected. You need a depth of soul to even fathom the concept of a structure of a smell like this. You understand what I mean? So it's no surprise to me that it's actually a Russian lady that formulated this perfume. Rosa says, greetings from a Russian. Hello, welcome to the chat. Oh, the Balkan and Eastern Europe, says Emilio. Yeah, the Balkans and Eastern Europe, yeah. The ensemble, says Jason. Thank you, yeah. So guys, a soul is eternal, says Emina O. So true, so true. We can be touch much for people outside of our country, says Rosha. I love Russia, says Northex. There's a soul in Russia like nowhere else. And and the way artists, poets, musicians, and perfume creators from Russia, the way they work and the way they touch other people's souls and hearts, I mean, it's a gift to humanity. You guys are a gift to humanity. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope I was not too emotional for you. I hope you managed to make it all the way through to the end. I would like to thank all of my wonderful co-reviewers in the chat section. And scrolling here on the side, you get to see all the wonderful supporters and help patrons and members of the channel that are helping the Fashion Bunker survive and grow and become more and more with every day. Thank you guys so much for that. Listen, get your hands on a bottle of Eternity if you can. I mean, even the current formulation is better than nothing. It's not bad, but of course, if you can get a vintage, try to get a vintage. It's kind of easy. Even the vintage eau de parfums are incredible. Little tip. Just try getting a splash bottle. I know it's tricky buying secondhand splash bottles because they've been opened. Who knows what's inside? People can empty them, fill them with something else. Yes, it's tricky. But that's how you know you're getting an actual vintage, because they interrupted the splash bottles. They interrupted production very soon within the lifespan of Eternity. So, and then of course there are different manufacturers that produce for Eternity. But the one that I've reviewed today was the original Eternity by Calvin Klein Perfumes distribution. So this was before Calvin Klein was, you know, entered other brands and was made by other brands. You know, so as I said, but there are a lot of 4 milliliter, the little sample freebie things, you know, that you used to give out of the pure perfume. There are a lot of them around. There are almost no 7 ml bottles left. Like, this was a very special thing and you had to buy it. This was not a freebie. But there are little smaller versions of this that you can buy a lot on secondhand websites. So you could get to smell out the original formulation of Eternity for a relatively okay price. 4 ml or 3 ml for pure perfume. I think, I don't know, if you can find it for 20 bucks, 15 bucks, it's well worth the money, because the smell of it is just going to open up doors inside of your soul and heart like never before. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you like this review. If you have, please do thumb up this video and consider subscribing to my channel or becoming a member or even a patron. superdacob all spelled together on Patreon, where you get to see videos before they hit YouTube, or they're ad-free, or some of them never come to YouTube. They just stay exclusive to members and patrons. Until next time, guys, never forget to never give up on love. Love you all. See you soon. Take care. Bye.